Today on Zielonka, with potatoes planted, we're moving on to the vegetables. First up are the parsnips in field 52, while we get field 54 ready for the red beet. How far can we get? Let's get farming. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Zielonka. Yeah, today is gonna be a pretty busy day here on the farm. We want to get the parsnips in, which shouldn't be too hard. We're gonna get this little tractor up and working with a hired worker, and then we need to get the old potato field up and running and switch that around. And I want to try and do everything to prepare that in a single day. So if we can get it so that this will do all of so we can do all of this field planting, we can then see if we'll actually be able to get onto the next field planting as well. So if there's time, we will actually have a go at getting the red beet in as well. Now we need to change this over so that we are doing the parsnips. There we go. And we'll head out over here to the field. I'm really tempted to put a roadway in out of the yard onto this side road here. Seems like a very good place to put one. We will set this up so that we're running on this from this side of the field here, and just set it off. Don't need to do much more than that. This field is riddled with weeds. Absolutely nothing changing there because we've got a hired worker, of course, to ridge this field. So as a result, it didn't actually do any damage to the weeds that were in the field. I don't know if we've got a ridge at the edge there, but we'll line this up. Let's have a look at where our wheels are. I want to line it up so that the wheels are in there like that, and we'll see how well this sticks to this. So we'll start a hired worker off there, and he's doing that, and there's a pair of care wheels on this as well. Is that actually planting? Yes, parsnip growing, nothing growing. Good. Right, let's leave that going, and we'll go and start on the other field. So I'm planning to spend most of my day today in this, which is probably my new favorite tractor, especially on this series it is. And we're going to start off with this by getting the subsoiler on this field over here. Get this sorted out. Once we probably get about a third of the way through the field, I'm going to go and get the Massey Ferguson on the stone picker and get that started. Now, I do need to reset my GPS, so we want to get ourselves up to a 0 position with our compass, which is there. We'll then set our first waypoint, hopefully. Nope, there we go. So that should be done. We will lower this and pull forward a little way, trying to keep on this nice straight run. We've got a little bit further to go, and that's got it. So set the width, set ourselves off, and yeah, there we are. Subsoiling away, and look at that. We're already pulling a whole load of stones up behind us. So coming up to the top of the field here, I want to have a quick look at our experiment from last time. So if you remember, we reached half the field to see if we would end up with a reduction in weeds overall. And looking at this, yeah, we've got a massive growth of weeds on the northern part of the field where we didn't ridge, and a few spots of weeds on the lower part of the field where we did ridge. So it looks like actually ridging before you put in potatoes completely gets rid of the weeds on the field, or at least gets rid of the vast majority of the weeds on the field. That is actually really, really good. So that would be my recommendation. If you are doing potatoes with precision farming, definitely go and ridge before you do the potatoes, because it will mean you shouldn't need to actually do anything with herbicide or a weeder after you plant, which is very, very useful. The best way things could go today is that by the time we finish subsoiling and stone picking this field, for the parsnips to be planted, because then all I'll do is I'll start ridging with this tractor, and again when we get a little bit into the field, I'll turn around and get the little tractor, the farmall, planting the red beet. That would be a fantastic turnaround today. That would leave us then just the carrots to do tomorrow, and with only that left to do, we would be ahead of schedule. To be that far ahead of schedule would be perfect anyway. But yeah, we would be in a great position. That means we could either go and do something to earn us a little bit of money from contracts, or we could skip straight forward to our harvests. But we will need to do a little bit of fertilizing and a little bit of weeding as well. We do have weeds, of course, across a couple of our fields. I am going to be very intrigued to see what happens with this one, though. If we could avoid the weeds on here, that would be amazing. At the moment, I don't know what's going to happen. If we can get this all done today, that would be fantastic, though. So at this point, we're about a third of the way through the field with the subsoiler. Not bad timing, considering it's only 9:20. So we can now go and grab this and start doing the stones. We've got 7% in the stone picker. Like last time, I'm not going to go and empty it straight away. We did have a great demand for stones, or a great demand at the stone crusher towards the end of yesterday's episode. I don't think that's still holding. I don't think we're still going to get a massive amount. I'm not looking at making a huge profit from the stone picker, to be honest. I'm just trying to keep the number of stones that we've got kicking around here as low as possible. So we'll start off the hired worker there. I am glad that there seems to have been an update to this that now means that it stops when you reach the maximum number of or the maximum amount of stones in it, because otherwise that would be trouble. And oh, actually that's going a lot faster, that stone picker, than I'd expected. I'm a little bit worried it might catch us up. On the return journey there, that Matty Ferguson always looks like it's made it further across the field than it has, because of course it's sitting into the field. And then adversely, when it turns around and comes back the other way, it looks like it's further away from the middle of the field than it actually is, because of course it's then on the other side. So it's throwing me out all the time. I'm trying to work out from where the stone picker is as to exactly how far across that field the stone picker actually is. It's not doing too bad. We are seemingly able to keep a fair distance ahead of it. So we're not doing too badly at the moment. It has just gone, or it's coming up to 10:10. Looking at my feeder over in the distance, I can see that's about, I think that's about 2/3 of the way through the field. So that's good. We want to lift this here, reverse up a bit. And I've got my reversing and maneuvering here down pat, I think. We turn here. We avoid hitting any of the potatoes. I don't think we'd destroy any of the potatoes if we went over them now. And then we can bring this back in here, like so, and straighten ourselves up. Down it goes, and yeah, plenty of space to turn around. And see, now that's looking like it's not quite so far across the field. It is doing a great job of getting all the stones, though. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, keeping our distance quite nicely at the moment. We seem to have the donut not too far behind us. but far enough that it's keeping out of our way, which is a good thing. It takes much longer to turn around than I do, especially now that I have got this down to a T. And so by the time it gets up to the end, I normally find that I'm turned around and going. This end, it's much quicker to turn around that Destoner. The other end, it takes far longer because it's got a much more complicated route to take. It looks like off in the distance, the seeder might be finishing up, which is great news. In fact, yeah, it is. It's just coming up to the end of the last row. So we'll ride with this at the moment. I've got a hired worker actually running the end of the cultivating or the subsoiling. So we'll take this and head back to the yard. I'm going to refill the seeds in it and we will switch it over to the red beet, ready for when we get the ridger out onto the next field. But it's only 20 past 11. That's really good progress. Does show me, as I was talking about last time, that having larger fields on here for most of what we do would not be an issue. It's when we come to do the harvesting. Our harvester is pretty small, all things considered, even for its £600,000 price tag, or I should say especially for its £600,000 price tag. So while the tractors we've got and the setup we've got will absolutely allow us now to merge some of our fields together, I just don't think we'll get them harvested in time, which is a bit of a bummer. I would very much like for the next harvest to maybe merge some of these fields together and see what we can do out of it, and maybe buy another field if we could. But I don't think that's possible at the moment. We'll see how this year's harvest goes, and we'll see how everything runs. But yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit of a tall order, to be honest. End of the field, and we will stop right there. Lift that up, reverse a little bit to give myself a little bit of maneuvering space, and we'll take this down to the yard. I'm going to wash all of this lime off this because we don't want this hanging around, and then we're going to put the ridger on this, and this afternoon it looks like we're going to be able to get the red beet in as well, and we'll finally be able to work out whether we are actually going to have an issue with the weeds or not. So let's bring this over here. We've got the pressure washer here, and grab you, and just, yeah, get all this lime off, because it's not good for the tractor. That bring it back to its nice deep burgundy color that we have here, special edition McCormick that we bought. And yeah, that's looking much better. We can get all the mud and muck off of this as well, and then just go and drop these, turn it around, or turn everything around by yeah, dropping this off, grabbing the ridger, and going up and ridging the field. And again, what we'll do is we will get the seeder working once we're about a third of the way into the field. I have a feeling that the seeder is going to go a little bit faster than the ridger is. And if that's the case, we want to make sure that our ridger has enough space to get across the rest of the field. Hook that up. Hook everything on. Yeah, get all the electrics and everything. Good. Right, let's head back up to the field, and we can then let our Destoner finish off while we get ridging, and then we'll bring the seeder over and finish things off. To get 2 fields done today, that will be absolutely brilliant. Will be so happy about managing to do that. I'm just going to bring my lines up. so that we can see everything. Yeah, as I thought, we were a little bit inside the field, but that's not a problem. Let's redo the width. Same width by the looks of things. And turn this on, down, and let's get doing some ridges. Perfect. So I think if you are doing ridges and vegetables with precision farming, doing it this way is the way you want to do it. You want to get the ridges made before any weeds turn up. You then want to be planting before any weeds come after that. Do you know what I haven't tested? I haven't tested if you ridge, do you get any weeds after that point before you plant? We've seen weeds that are there continue to grow, but we haven't seen if weeds actually appear if you ridge and then leave it before you seed. Again, we're sailing along on this field here. This is our 5th row. And to be honest, I think at the end of this row, I'm going to go and get the seeder and start that working. It's nearly 20 past 12. And if we're going to get this field done, I think that we need to get that started sooner rather than later. We should be pretty good, I think, though. We are going at 7 miles an hour on here. It'll be interesting to see how things match up between the seeder and this tractor while we're working. So that should go quite well. What I'm gonna do is we'll turn this around, so we'll finish off that there, lift it, reverse up a little bit, and then turn. And yeah, we'll set a hired worker off. We'll get lined up, and then we'll set a hired worker off after that. Line you up there, use the GPS to properly align things, drop it down, and away we go. Disengage GPS because the hired workers don't like it, and then set the hired worker going. And then while that comes back down the field, we can get this all lined up. So one of the reasons why I wasn't too fussed about it missing this very edge strip is because that's not really a complete strip across most of these fields. So we can now line this up properly in these rows. We've got the red beet lined up. I nearly said oilseed radish. We've got the red beet lined up, and we will set this off here. And this is going to run at 6 miles an hour, so it's running ever so slightly slower than our ridger. We should be absolutely fine. And now, for the first time in this series, I have all 3 tractors working the same field. I've got the little farm all at the top there seeding. I've got my brand new McCormick doing the ridging, and then in the bottom corner down there, I've got the Massey Ferguson doing the destoning. Absolutely fantastic. I couldn't be happier to have all 3 tractors going at it at once. As we line up for the next row, it looks like the stone picker is going to come to an end. So let's set this going here, do that, and set off the hired worker. That way we can pick this up. So start her up, back it up, and we'll get that folded in, and we'll go and tip these and see how much we get for the stones. Only 89% full in here, which is fairly amazing. Oh, no, we're a little bit into the road. There we go. Let's try and get out before the next car comes. Nice and clear. Right, let's go sell these stones. Some days I go to estimate how long things will take to do on the farm, and it takes far longer, and other times it happens far quicker. Today is definitely one of those days that fit into the second category. I thought it was going to take all day to get this field done, to get it subsoiled and destoned. I didn't think I was going to get anywhere near really getting the ridges and the seeding done, but turns out that, yeah, we've had plenty of time for that to be done. And we've got the stones picked, and we should be able to do the next field the same way tomorrow and get the carrots in nice and early as well. That's going to give us more options when it comes to harvest. Should give us longer to harvest everything, which again is quite a boon. Yeah, it's turning up really, really well today. We may have some time to earn some extra money around this year. I will give this tractor and stone picker a quick wash down before we finish. We are going to be using this again tomorrow. We'll have to get this to work. Fortunately, I don't think the farm all can handle the stone picker. Otherwise, I would have this on probably on the subsoiler or the ridger, and then we'd have the little farm all on the stone picker. But I don't think it'll handle it. I think this can be done by 100 horsepower, and that's part of the reason we got the 7200. But as I remember, it struggled a little bit, so I'm not going to worry too much about sorting that out. We've discovered today that we have plenty of time to do it in 2 batches, with this tractor doing the stone picking and the farm all doing the seeding. So yeah, we're fine. We can then keep doing what we've been doing, and it'll work out absolutely fine. So we'll park this up here, detach all of this, and we'll go park it up in the shed. I'm going to try and park it so that we can fit all 3 tractors in our shed today. It's going to be tight, and the biggest issue with the shed, especially with our harvester in here, is that these pillars kind of get in the way of it. So we can get the harvester in here, just can't store anything the other side of it, which is a little bit annoying. It would have been nice to have had something a little more open, or maybe we can get something that goes in here for the harvest. But yeah, the harvester takes up a lot of space and half the shed. I'm really pleased with this expansion. It brings the last thing that we really needed to get for a proper potato setup on here, because we have destoning and now we've got ridging ahead of actually seeding, and it looks like I'm gonna have to go and take control of my seeder. So let's put a hired worker on that, because yep, this is out of seed. And of course with the red beet, it does get out of seed. Red beet is used a lot quicker than the other vegetable crops are. We lucky if we use 80% of the seeder for the carrots and the parsnips, but as you can see, we are just under halfway through the field, and the red beet needs refilling. So with our other tractor doing that, what I'm going to do actually is turn on the GPS, set my first waypoint, set my second waypoint. Oh no. Yeah, that I thought I had that sorted, but I think we're probably going to end up feeding the beet ourselves for the rest of this. So we'll get this going, and we'll head back up to the field once we've refilled, and we'll try and set ourselves up with a GPS course and do the rest of the seeding ourselves. No point in hiring a worker for this when it's the only job that will remain to be done today. Okay, I think I'm set up. We'll turn it on, drop it down. And yeah, I worked out what I was doing wrong. I was just turning the GPS on and off. I'd forgotten to press a button on my controller. that meant that it would be sorted. But we're good. We're nicely in the rows. We are nicely seeding the actual ridges. So yeah, everything is looking fantastic. Got the red beet going in, and looks like our other tractor is going to finish in the near future. And as we expected, this tractor has finished. We're going to reverse it up. We'll take this back to the yard. We want to drop this ridger off the back, because that is not going to be the first job this is doing tomorrow. Instead, it's going to be doing the subsoiling on our final field. We are going to get the carrots in tomorrow. And then that will be everything done. By the end of May, we will have all of our crops in for this year, which is exceptionally good news. I was not expecting that at all to be this far ahead. So absolutely brilliant. It does show that we have space to expand on the farm. In fact, if we did expand, we could expand into other crops, stuff that we don't need to worry about our harvester. Or, as I was saying before, we expand the harvester, because there are other options as far as that goes, including getting one now, of course, with a tank, as there are versions of other harvesters about, modded harvesters about, that have tanks. So yeah, there's that too. Right, we'll park this up here and turn it off. And that means the only job left to do today is to get the rest of these red beet into the ground. I think we're going to have to fill this tractor, or this seed, up one more time before we finish. Once again, we're about to run out of the radish just before we reach this. Oh, we're not going to even reach the end of the field here. Yeah, there we go. Out of radish. Or out of red beet. Sorry, I keep seeing that red beet symbol and thinking oilseed radish. It's not. It's red beet. And that is throwing me off. Something chronic. So a quick trip back to the yard for refill. Back it round and up to our pile of seeds. This pile of seeds is going... I'm not even sure we've taken a full level off it yet. They just go forever compared to how many bags of seeds we have for the potatoes. The vegetables are just so efficient on seed. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I think we could have a bag of seeds like that and go for years. The whole thing just is such an efficient way of farming. It saves us so much money doing it. It really does. Right, we'll back up onto here, back onto our rows, so that we can take up the same point, not too far up the field. Start it up, drop it down, and yeah, I reckon we've got maybe 4 rows at most left to finish this field off. So we're going to be finished well before the end of the day. It's just gone 3:30, and we are coming up to the very end of the field. There we go. That should be everything planted. Yeah. The only thing we got left is parsnips, which are going to carrots. And if we have a look over here, yeah, we are looking pretty good. But there's a couple of little bits missed by the hired worker in field 52. Field 54, we are absolutely perfect. I'm guessing that is because, yeah, it's not even cultivated. We take off all of these various setups here and have a look. Nothing, 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 nothing. We'll ignore growing for now. Nothing. Harvested. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, those are bits that got missed when the field was being subsoiled. So that actually is my fault as opposed to the hired workers. So we'll have to watch out for that in future. All in all, though, this has been a very successful day here on the farm. We have 2 fields planted today, which is brilliant. So, as a result, next time we only have the carrots to do in the field to our left at the moment on field 53. And once we've got those in, we might do another round of selling some triple soup. For now, though, I'm going to leave it here. So all that remains is for me to say...
Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.